Hey, happy Tuesday. Tuesday before Thanksgiving. Oh boy, it's Tuesday. I feel like it's already been a week. I'm not sure. Oh, my hair feels like it's already been a week as well. In 8 months, I've had it trimmed just once. It could probably use a couple more inches off for sure. Hey, I usually come in at 4 p.m. my time. It is 5 p.m. my time because I was busy with some clients. And but here I am. I wanted to just check in with you. I put a post on my Instagram to see what in the heck people are doing for Thanksgiving, given the crazy times. And you know what? As much as there can be so much judgment thrown around, I'm going to practice a non-judgment around whatever you are doing. I made the decision not to fly up to see my mom, which I've done the last several years, fly up on Thanksgiving and actually take her to dinner and then fly right back home. I'm not going to do that this year because the woman is 82. There's no quarantine time, and I don't want to pass through either LAX or the Burbank airport, go have dinner with my mom and leave her with anything that isn't just a full tummy after Thanksgiving. So that's just my decision. So I'm going to be here in my home right here by myself on Thanksgiving, which will not be the first time for many people have to do this, right? I'm not the first person who's ever had to experience this. And I already have some friends reaching out, a friend who's going to bring me a loaf of bread. I mean, how kind is that? Another friend's going to bring me some cheesecake. How much great is that? I know my neighbor Tony is going to make some food. So we'll definitely not be hungry. Hey, I wanted to talk today and to just talk to us because this is something I've really been working on. And it's been an evolution for me for sure. As someone who hasn't always what would I say, accepted or appreciated negative feelings. I think I've always tried to do my best to switch the thinking around or get myself out of negative feelings. And what I've come to realize is that doesn't always serve me, that I'm having the feelings for a reason. And what would happen if I just allowed myself to have the feelings? So that's what I wanted to talk about today with that idea of, I think many of us are experiencing a wider range of emotions. And partly that's due to the fact that we're dealing with so much uncertainty and the mental bandwidth that it takes to deal with all of that mental uncertainty closes the gap, or actually kind of it lessens our ability to manage our emotional outbursts. So if you're someone who has recently been experiencing way more verbal emotions, like in the sense of like you're just closer to your emotions and they're just closer to the surface, that's absolutely right, because you're mentally dealing with so many experiences, and this 2020 is just bringing the game. I recently just saw, get this, Pete Davidson from SNL has just been cast to do the remake of It's a Wonderful Life. And I mean, if that isn't another punch gut or the punch in our guts to 2020, I don't know what is. Come on. I hope he's not playing George Bailey. What the hell? But anyway, right? We're so close to everything that we're experiencing right now is taking a lot of mental capacity to manage the high levels of uncertainty. So your emotions are much closer to the surface, and we're not able to as easily regulate them. So if you're like me, what that means is I'm feeling way more sadness than I have ever experienced before. There's been moments of anger, but I live by myself, so there's not a lot of influences, and I don't watch the news. So there's not a lot of influences that take me into my anger stage, but I imagine if you live with people, if you live with a partner, a spouse, or kids, that you might be closer to your anger. Mm-hmm. And all of that is normal and right. I just want you to know that. But I'm wondering what could happen for us. And this is the thing that I've been practicing. It's not easy. Is what if we got to a point where we just allowed ourselves to experience the feelings? Instead of what I practiced before is trying to talk myself out of having the feelings or trying to flip it and reframe it right away so that I could not experience the negative feeling. And I think for me, what that has done over the years and years and years of me practicing this is that has just not allowed the feelings to process completely through. And for me, they just been trapped in my body and squashed right now into my hips. That's where most of my feelings I get experienced are in my hips. So the idea here is what would happen if we could not only allow ourselves to have the feeling and just call it out for what it is. Oh, I'm sad. Oh, I'm frustrated. I'm angry. I'm furious, whatever they are. And to allow yourself to feel it without labeling them as good or bad. I certainly have done this for years too, label my bad feelings or negative feelings as bad for some reason, as opposed to just allowing myself to have the feelings and without any label. And that means for the positive feelings too. If I overemphasize or if I over-identify myself with having a lot of positive feelings, then that then just makes any negative feelings I have as bad. They're just naturally, right? If good emotions or positive emotions are good, that implies that there is a bad. And I can feel bad for having negative emotions then, which then just creates another cycle. So what I've been trying to do, not always perfectly by any stretch of the imagination, but when I can pause and bring awareness to what I'm actually experiencing, here's my step. I call it out. Lately, it's been a lot of, oh, I'm sad. And then I ask myself, what will happen if I just allow myself in this moment to be sad? And it's a little moping around, and maybe I, put on some music. I sit on the couch and pet my dog for a while. It doesn't last forever, but I just allow myself to feel it without any judgment. And I think that for me, that has been the biggest change of not judging the feeling and not trying to flip it, just experiencing it. It's a real evolutionary thought for me, for sure. And I just wanted to share that with you. Like, what would happen for you if two-step, you allow yourself to feel the feeling without labeling the feeling as good or bad? Now, here's the deal. That doesn't mean, I do think that there is some regulation that needs to happen. So if you go into an anger stage and you are losing your shit all over the place and saying hurtful things or damaging people or, actively, aggressively using your anger that might be in a way that hurts other people, having emotion isn't the thing that's going to cause the problem. It's what you do with the emotion. And for me, oftentimes negative emotions or emotions that can feel very dark are usually a sign that something needs to be looked at. Anger for me is an emotion that drives change, that if I'm so frustrated or angry about something, I know I need to change something, and change whatever I can. Doesn't mean I don't want to not have the feelings or not experience it. So, but it doesn't give me the right to go out and express my anger in such a way that causes damage to any other human or property, right? That certainly isn't your own. I just want to make that clear. But anyway, that's where I'm at on Tuesday. That's what I've been thinking about. That's what's been going on. Hey, if you want to join my mailing list, I send out a weekly newsletter with all kinds of good insights and lots of tidbits. You can certainly hit me up. The link is somewhere on here. You can find my newsletter link. Boy, that was a long pause there. Anyway, just so you can come along the journey. I hope you have a great rest of your day wherever you are, and have a wonderful Thanksgiving, however you choose to experience it. Bye, everybody.